produce of your, turning the page, ground until you are destroyed, who who allow grain, new wine or oil, and the increase of your herd or the young of your flock to remain for you until they have caught.
Shalom, shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahshua by Shem Rakakwadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and rest of the elect out there. This is simply a response to a video that's live. Stop asking if Deuteronomy 28 was fulfilled. Part of it was fulfilled it's being it took many captivities that it goes into. Let me just, I'm right here. This is live. So this is like 26 minutes in.
Cause you to perish, and it shall besiege you in all your gates until your high and forward walls in which you trusted come down throughout your land, and it shall be besiege you in all your gates throughout your land which Yahweh your God has given you. Notice that the besieging happens in the Israelites' land.
Yeah, that was 2,000 some odd years ago when the Romans besieged the land.
The walls are coming down in their land. Why is that important? Well, if we're talking about this being fulfilled as one Westers and those guys say in the transatlantic slave trade, it wasn't their land.
We never said that, man. Stop putting words in our mouths. That right there that you're reading, your high walls come tumbling down. High walls. I know it's in Deuteronomy 28. I'm just putting high walls. There we go. Deuteronomy 28 and 52. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and French walls come down, wherein thou trustest. That's talking about Jerusalem. The Romans building a breach around us. Let me go to that. You notice talking about when the Roman besieged us, 70 A.D. key year. Let me go to Luke. Luke 19, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's the 21st verse, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if I'm correct. Let me see. Let me look at the word fenced. Fenced. And where is it? Give me a second. Let's see what comes up. Come back. I'm sorry. There's another way I can find it. I can't believe I should know it. Let me try walls. Not walls. Come on, man. Let me do it this way. I'm sorry. Revelation 13. And 16. I'll do it this way. Mark. Excuse me. The root word for mark is, it's coming up, karax. Luke, I was in Luke 19. I was in the right place. Luke 19. Luke 19 and 43. So I was in the right chapter, just wasn't in the right verse. Luke 19 and 43. For the days shall come upon thee that thine enemies, which is the Romans. This goes. He just read out of Deuteronomy 28, 52, 50, 52, 51, 52. This is the fulfillment of that. 70 A.D. It said, for the days shall come upon thee that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee and compass thee round about and keep thee in on every side. They built a they made a trench. Then it says, and shall lay you okay, I'm looking. Okay, 43. What's the actual word? Forgive me. For the day shall come, enemies. A trench. The word is karax. A trench is a pale, a stake, a palisade or rampart. Meaning they took trees, sharpened them on the ends, cut off the leaves, branches, stuck it around Jerusalem. Then they built that was like the skeleton of the wall. Then they built a wall around that fence. And when it hardened, they built a wall around the wall of Jerusalem. So nothing could get in and nothing could get out. No one could get in and no one can get out. That's why they started eating their babies. So let me come back over here.
Land. Now, what would the Hebrews say? Well, it was their land at the time because that's where they were. Well, how does that really work? It's clearly saying, this land I've given you is where's this going to happen?
Yeah, that's talking about the Roman Empire when we were a province of the Roman Empire. That's what it's talking about.
Isn't that obvious? I think it's obvious. That is what it's saying. So that's where the siege warfare needs to happen. And guess what? When you read the Bible, you find out it happened in the Bible. The siege warfare against the Israelites already happened.
Yeah, which one? When the Romans built a trench around thee and then built a wall around that. All your scholars will tell you that. Matter of fact, you know what, man? Let me go over here. I'm sorry. Luke 19 and verse 43. Let me go to Cambridge. Let me see what they say. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me put in the word Rome. Go to word find, put in the word Rome. But Rome comes up. Okay, well, Roman. Let me go. Okay, we got Roman. It speaks about a trench, the palisade itself, and it mentions every Roman soldier. It says, and this is the commentary or the interpretation for Luke 19 and 43. I thought you knew this, man. For the days shall come. This took place under, what took place? Luke 19:43. Under Titus, the Roman general, 70 AD, about 30 years after this was spoken. Because the Lord prophesied, when you see the abomination that maketh desolate. So come on, man, you can do better than that. I thought you knew this, bro.
It happened. Yeah.
Over 10,000 people have died already, with Israel.
In the distress by which your enemy will oppress you.
The enemies are the Roman soldiers, the Roman centurions, the Romans, led by Titus, the son of Vespasian.
Cannibalism, was it fulfilled in the Bible? Yeah.
During the time of the Roman, when you read the history, when the Romans besieged Jerusalem and they built a wall trench and then a wall around the wall of Jerusalem, they ran out of food. Couldn't get in and couldn't get out.
Yes, if you've read Kings and Chronicles and passages like that, you'll see where the cannibalism.
And that's true, but that's not talking about that, man. Call a couple of scholars and talk to them.
Was a feature of the siege warfare in the
Deuteronomy 28, starting around about the 52nd verse on down, is talking about the siege of the Roman Empire during the time of Vespasian and Titus.
Bible brings it out to show you that it happened. The man who was refined and very delicate among you shall be hostile toward his brother and toward the wife he cherishes and toward the rest of his children who remain. Even the nice guys, not so nice. That's what happens when stuff goes down. So that he will not give even one of them any of the flesh of his children, which he will eat. This is pretty messed up. Since he has nothing else remaining during the siege and the distress by which your enemy will...
The Roman siege. Get it right, vocab. It's talking about the Roman siege. Of course, it happened at other times in history with Israel. But this is specifically talking about when the Romans besieged Jerusalem.
Oppress you in all your gates. It's saying he's going to be holding on to that cannibal meal right there, real hard, real tight. The refined and delicate woman among you who would not venture to set the sole of her foot on the
And cannibalism is coming to America in a big way.
ground for delicateness and refinement shall be hostile toward the husband she cherishes and toward her son and daughter, and toward her afterbirth which issues from between her legs, and toward her children whom she bears, for she will eat them secretly for lack of anything else during the siege and the distress by which your enemy will oppress you in the gates. What is that saying? It's hard to hear, isn't it? It is saying that the woman's going to give birth in the siege situation and is going to want to eat her own children as well as her own afterbirth. It's hard to hear, isn't it? We have our first super chat of the night. Someone who's done so much in so many ways for yours truly, whom you guys have known and seen. My man, Mike, Echoes in the house. Thank you. You're the first and only super chat, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Seriously. Where you at anyway? Hit me up. Text me. We could
that one scripture.
Go get some tacos tonight or something. I'm planning on kind of going long, but let's see what's up. If not, maybe tomorrow. Go buy one of those spots down the block, you know? Just text me, but I won't be able to respond right now, you know, probably. But anyways. How you guys doing? D.W. Conley says, I saw some of Stephen Darby's teaching. Is he a Hebrew Israelite? Well, he was. He has passed away now. And Stephen Darby gave the appearance of being a traditional church preacher on the outside. But when you actually start analyzing his teachings, he taught really weird things, such as getting magic water or something like that from the continent of Africa and brought it back. And there's secret hours in which certain spells are more effective. And he taught his congregation to chant curses at people. And he influences a lot of people. We call them Darbyites in apologetic circles. Who's a Darbyite? They're not people who literally say they follow Stephen Darby. They're people that we know are influenced by Stephen Darby and carry on his teaching. Dante Fortson's a Darbyite. Sister E's a Darbyite. Kelly Richardson's a Darbyite. William Brown's a Darbyite. Richard Katz probably is a Darbyite too then. Yeah, I think Richard Katz is the Darby. From what I've heard. Verse 58. If you are not careful to do all the words of this law, which are written in this book, to fear this glorious and fearsome name, Yahweh your God, then Yahweh will bring wondrous plagues on you and plagues on those who are your seed. Some of you don't know what I'm talking about or why I'm laughing. I'm sorry. Some of you do, though. Wayne Martin says, love your content, vocab, preaching the real gospel. Thank you, and thank you for the super chat. Thank you. And look, people, I just want to say something real quick. The reason why all of you are watching, the reason why you should be watching if you're a Christian, let me put it that way, is because you love the Lord, you love his word. Not saying you're perfect, not saying you don't have problems, not saying you're flawless, but ultimately, that's where your heart is. That's whom you seek. That's who you want to be with for all eternity. That's who you want to model yourself after, right? If that's you, you care about truth. You care about God's people, the church of all stripes and types all over the globe. That's why we're here tonight.
Okay, goodbye. Have a nice day. Have a nice night.